Oh, hey, what's up? Good morning, everyone. How you doing? How you doing there? Oh, welcome to Crypto and Coffee. We talk about crypto, we drink about coffee. I am the Data Lord, and you're watching Decentralized TV. So, how y'all doing this morning? I hope you're all doing you doing fine. Happy freaking awesome Friday, Crypto Nation. Says Gundy. Alive and well, sir. Alive and well. I will say it is DCA Friday, so please don't play yourself. Don't get rocked by the markets. Every Friday, buy a little bit of Bitcoin and hold it. Don't worry about what the price is, and that keeps you from trying to seek the highest highs and the lowest lows for your trades, and instead you end up just kind of playing the safe middle ground, and you are rewarded over time. I think a lot of people are actually better off doing that than trading, because one bad trade can kind of knock you sideways, and you'll spend a bunch of time and emotional effort, and yet people who are DCAing are still more ahead of you. So you'll find that out in time, I suppose. Let's take a look at the markets together, shall we? So we have Bitcoin still holding 30K. We're at 30K and 266. So we've just been ping-ponging between 31 and 30 over and over and over again. Yeah, dude, I know. The 4th should never be on a Tuesday, because it does. It makes the whole week weird. I'm with you. Looking at XRP, people are still getting hopium on XRP, and then FUD, hopium, FUD. Like, these poor guys got blue balls. It's bad. Same thing with Dogecoin. We have 1.6. Not big price action just yet. And Litecoin retracing 4.3. I'll talk about what's going on there. And Polygon 1.1 in the hole, and Bitcoin Cash retraced at 2.6 in the hole as well. So what I don't want you to do is panic here. This is good. This is a retrace. We have the opportunities to buy things after they pumped. It just happens. It goes up, it goes down. So let's take a look at the actual charts, and I'll give you some insight. Also, if you have any questions, just let me know in the chat, and I'll go over it. But looking at Litecoin here. Oh, what's up? What's up, Codebug? I see you. What's up, brother? What is up, Boston? My guy holding it down. So and also, I keep forgetting I made this little thing so you can actually see it better, and it goes full screen. But I don't know that I like that here, so I'm not going to do that. Beep boop. There you go. So here's what I think is happening with Litecoin, right? I think we have a head and shoulders pattern forming. I could be wrong. I think this is what's happening, though, because August 2nd is the halving, where the proof of work rewards get cut in half. I think kind of leading up to that, we tend to have some price action, but I think this is the first of the shoulders. This is the left shoulder. I think we just bounced off of this little top right here as support. So I don't know why these are hiding this, but you can see that little bar right there. That's acting as support, and these tops are helping too over here. So we have plenty of support right at that 94 level, and that's what we saw. We came down, we hit that support, we are trying to bounce off it. We are seeing on a day, this is a spinning top candle, so indecision is what that tends to mean, and in my guess will fall to the upside off of this, but it's not financial advice. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but do take a look at this more so on the hourly, right? We have the ability to probably bounce off this level. I think right here is an ideal accumulation if we do follow this head and shoulders. So I do think we attempt to hit 114 again. I think we'll probably hit higher highs than 114, and then we'll probably retrace again, and it'll attempt to hit whatever this higher high is. I don't think it'll get quite as high. I think it'll have less steam. Whales specifically are going to try to get out and probably sell off their bags before the halving, because leading up to the halving, there's typically hype. But right at the halvings, we almost never have major price action on the actual halving. It usually fizzles out by then. So I think the month of July is going to probably have a lot of volatility on Litecoin here, and we should be looking to trade these swings if you're a trader. And I have to sneeze. No. Your question. Good night, fam. Where you living, bro? Good morning. But if it's night for you, good night. What's my favorite ice cream? Not sneezing. It's probably Rocky Road. Legit, I think Rocky Road is awesome. I'm a big fan of, and please don't make jokes about this, but you're going to. I'm a big fan of like a pecan, or maybe a peanut inside of an ice cream. I don't like walnuts because they're not my deal. I'm not into I like a good crunch texture inside of an ice cream. I think that's nice, right? Oh, dude, you're in Philippines. Well, what's up? Shout outs to my homies in Philippines, and I see you. So let's keep it moving with the charts here. So I think Litecoin on my nose is particularly why we're gonna have a lot of opportunity here. So personally, I'm scooping right here. like we found support, in my opinion. So looking at Bitcoin, we have this channel. We're running in this channel. Running. We're in this channel though. We're bouncing off of 30K and 31K. We barely break above it. It snaps back down. So I think we do that until there's an ETF approved or some news that kicks us out of that. And we have a headliner that's going to maybe shed some light on that. So Ethereum. Looking at Ethereum, Ethereum is also kind of doing this channel thing, but its channel is a little wider. You can see this is the day candles. So we kind of hit this peak, and you can see with Ethereum, and I do think it is important to start talking about Ethereum price action because it's informing a lot of the rest of the space, even if you're not big on Ethereum itself. So we kind of have like that support line. I'm sorry, that resistance line, and like it's like right there. We have this channel, and we're bouncing around in this channel. That's what's happening on a day level, and then there's channels even beyond that we're running into. So it's like these tops over here kind of became like the floor of that, and then we had pretty much the lid is like, I actually think we're above the lid. It's pretty much there. It's like between 17 and 19, and we're just gonna bang around in there. We might go above, but we're gonna have a hard time breaking 2K, in my opinion. So with Ethereum, you can probably have some easy trades on this, honestly, if you're into trading Ethereum. But on the hourly for the day, like we're running in that channel. So 18, 40, and 19, we're just going to ping pong inside that. So that's not major news on Ethereum, but just pay attention to what Ethereum does, because I think once we have regulatory clarity, Ethereum's going to probably have some snap outs, going to get all fat and sassy on us, right? And really the only coin that I care about that's pumping today is Solana. And if you look at Solana, zoom this out for the day, it's really sad actually. They had such a high valuation back then. But I think it's good that we're looking for the floor. I think the floor is really where you prove people's long-term sentiment of your platform. So that's a good thing. It's a good thing. And really that seems to be the floor. Like we tried for these lows, we didn't stay there at all, right? We tried for this low, we didn't stay there at all. And so really I think Solana is playing around with this idea here, right? It's like between $14 and $25 is really where it's trying to prove itself. And so if we come down anywhere near under 16, I'd say you're probably in an accumulation zone. And so let's get that. What the heck? I always forget what it is. There we go. So honestly, we probably have accumulation zones right at 17. So if we go into this box, that's where I'm personally going to pick up a small bag and just try to swing it. I'm not long on Solana, but I do think there's a lot of Silicon Valley types. They're putting a lot of money in R&D on Solana, so you can't ignore that. That's something that has to be contended with. So, and then for those, I also mentioned Dogecoin. Dogecoin is trying to hang below this. It's not going to be able to. I really think Doge is going to snap out. So if I were to pick up 2 coins today, I would probably be obviously DCAing Bitcoin, but as far as my trade coins go, I'd be picking up some Doge and some Litecoin just because we're at some seemingly safe low points, and I see upward price action in the short term. So that's my take on the markets for today. Hope that was helpful to everybody. Let's get into some stories, baby. And what's up with that? Philippines until late August. You're getting married. Congratulations. And your boo is having a little girl. Man, congratulations, Salty Prepper. That's beautiful, man. You got a whole family coming up. And yeah, happy Friday. How you doing? It's freaking weekend, baby. I see you. Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate you. So let us bust it open. Stop screen, present, share screen, tab, crypto news. Where are you? Crypto news. I'm just gonna do it the other way. Got too many tabs open, bro. You gotta help me. And then let's get this view right. Okay, we good. So this is super funny. Pamp it. Is it too late to buy Litecoin? LTC price blasts up 20%, and all crypto prediction and AI crypto predictions platform YPredict raises 2.7 million. So there's been a lot of talk lately about AI tools for like crypto price action. So interesting times we live in. Yeah. So Litecoin, the cryptocurrency that powers the decentralized payment focused Litecoin blockchain, has pulled back from the more than 1 year highs it hit earlier this week at 115. Litecoin over USD was last exchanging for around 101 across major cryptocurrency exchanges, with LTC down about 2.5% on the day as the broader crypto market pulls back a little. But LTC is still looking healthy. And this is really the thing I want you to take away from this. Like, Litecoin's still looking healthy, meaning we're likely to try some more highs from here. At current level, $100 per coin. The currency is still over 40% versus June's near or low near 70 bucks. So, and in the past 7 days, LTC is up over 20%. And zooming out is helpful. If you're not going to zoom out, you're going to get played, right? Broader cryptocurrencies remain buoyed amid optimism and the potential approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF. Moreover, Litecoin continues to benefit from tailwinds relating to its listing on a much hyped new U.S. cryptocurrency exchange, EDX Markets, and bullish sentiment ahead of August's halving event. For reference, EDX Markets is backed by a number of major U.S. financial institutions and is differentiating itself from its competitors as the most regulation-compliant, friendly U.S. exchange. Yeah. Meanwhile, the August halving event which takes place in just under 30 days, we'll see Litecoin's issuance rate half from 2.5 Litecoin per, don't say tokens, Litecoins per block, to half that, 6.25. So while not always the case for Litecoin, halvings in Bitcoin have historically been bullish, and traders appear to be betting that the upcoming halving will be a bullish event for Litecoin. Is it too late to buy Litecoin? That's the question we want to know, right? In the wake of 40% rally from June's lows, some traders might be wondering whether they missed their chance to buy the dip. Is it now too late to buy Litecoin? The answer is no, it probably isn't. That's because Litecoin's price outlook strong, suggesting that those who invest at the current price levels at 100 still stand a very good chance of generating strong near-term gains. That's because even when forgetting about the bullish tailwinds of strength in broader crypto markets like Bitcoin close to yearly highs, the EDX market listing, and upcoming halving, Litecoin is looking great on charts. The bounce from June lows confirmed LTC remains in a solid uptrend since 2022 lows. Moreover, the recent pump highs that saw Litecoin move above its major moving averages once again also resulted in a bullish pendant structure. And let's see if this, yeah, that's a little better. That's better. Check it. So this is the pendant we're talking about, right? Like we're forming this floor I was showing you, and we have this lid. We broke out of it, and so that breakout suggests it'll keep happening. And while a dip to sub 100 levels is a strong possibility, dip buyers should quickly force a rebound and push LTC into the mid 100s, meaning like 150 bucks per coin kind of thing. And so Litecoin alternative to consider, according to this AI, investors should always be on the lookout to diversify their crypto holdings. On high risk reward investment strategy, some investors might want to consider getting involved in crypto pre-sales. This is where crypto investors buy tokens of startup crypto projects to help fund their development. These tokens are nearly always sold very cheap, and there's a long history of pre-sale delivering huge exponential gains to early investors. Many of these projects have fantastic teams behind them, and many of them have crap teams. That's true too. And a great vision to deliver a revolutionary crypto application platform. If an investor can identify such projects, the risk reward of pre-sale investments is very good. So, yeah, interesting stuff here. So, and then they're just kind of talking about their AI tool, which I don't care about, but appreciate that they care about it. You're saying if you're into AI on any level, Moonfall is a good movie to watch. Okay, cool. I'll take the recommendation. You say Moonfall, huh? And what did you like most about Moonfall? Halle Berry in it. That's probably what you like. Let's see here. Bitcoin is an international asset, BlackRock CEO Bullishly remarks. So the CEO of the world's largest asset management firm and ruler of the world at the moment, Larry Fink, spoke on BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF filing and potential benefits of crypto. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, he has delivered pro-crypto remarks amid the asset manager applying to list a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund in the United States. Speaking on Fox Business on July 5th, Fink said the role of cryptocurrency was largely digitizing gold, suggesting U.S. regulators consider how an ETF directly linked to Bitcoin could democratize finance. During his time at BlackRock, Fink has often commented on major events affecting the crypto space, including the collapse of FTX in 2022 and rising interest in BTC. Let's be clear, Bitcoin is an international asset, said Fink. It's not based on any one currency, and so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. Fink suggested that investors could turn to Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation on the devaluation of certain currencies. As CEO of the largest asset management firm in the world, with more than $9 trillion in assets under management as of April, Fink's pro-crypto sentiment could create ripples in and out of the space. Many crypto users on social media reacted positively to Fink's interview, with at least one suggesting his words could cause the price of certain assets to surge in what the users call the Fink pump. That's a terrible name, the Fink pump. I don't know about you. When I was growing up, we had this insult calling people like a rat fink bastard, or like calling people a rat fink. I don't know. The whole calling it the Fink pump just feels weird to me. At the time of publication, the BTC price was 30,473, having dropped by roughly 1% in the previous 24 hours. So under Fink, BlackRock has attempted to launch a spot BTC ETF with cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase acting as a surveillance partner. I think this is a smart move by Coinbase, by the way. It's unclear if the Securities and Exchange Commission will approve the investment vehicle, given its track record of rejecting all previously filed spot BTC ETF applications to date. But it's my view that BlackRock has so much power that they've been basically paying people to suppress the sentiment on Bitcoin so they can acquire a ton of it. And then they're now giving the okie doke to probably get all those bags they're holding to pump. And that's just kind of how BlackRock functions. They do this with real estate. They do this with like every sector you can imagine. They just intentionally, like for example, they'll let me be careful with what I say here. They are okay with and actually happy when like things like the war in Ukraine started, because they knew they'd be able to play the volatility on the price of wheat, for example, because Ukraine's a major wheat farmer country. So they knew if they blew up, if Russia blew up the silos, for example, of wheat in Ukraine, that they'd be able to play the volatility on those charts. Now, I really don't like that view of the world, being happy when calamity is striking certain people groups and, treating it as like a way to get rich. That just, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that, right? I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. So anyways, the big picture here you should be taking away is that people with really big bags are speaking favorably of Bitcoin, trying to get people to pay attention for these, ETFs. So I think the ETFs are going to get approved in probably this year's time. So, and on that same topic here, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says Bitcoin is digital gold. So what is digital silver? So on Wednesday, an interview with BlackRock CEO Larry Fink went viral, in which the CEO called Bitcoin an international asset. Not only that, Fink also pointed towards digital assets such as Bitcoin as being a way to digitize gold on the blockchain. This sentiment from the CEO has since been interpreted in various ways. I mean, Fink refers to BTC as digital gold. So the question now remains, if Bitcoin is digital gold, which cryptocurrency is digital silver? Is ETH digital silver? The digital gold argument for Bitcoin continues, but with Ethereum being the second largest and most popular cryptocurrency in the market, it has often been dubbed digital silver. Over the last 7 years, its performance has also solidified claims that Ethereum is silver to Bitcoin's gold. There have previously been claims that Litecoin qualifies to be referred to as the digital silver. Most of these claims were rooted in the fact that Litecoin's mechanism is basically identical to that of Bitcoin. However, performance-wise, it has fallen short compared to Ethereum. And they're speaking of price action, which is now BTC's largest rival. One area where Litecoin tends to outshine Ethereum, though, is when it comes to supply. While Litecoin undergoes halving events every 4 years, like BTC, to reduce its block reward and has a maximum supply, Ethereum has none of these things. You hear that? Ethereum does not have a fixed supply. Ethereum will inflate over time. Ethereum's unlimited supply has usually been a concern, as this means that a digital asset could be a perpetually inflationary asset. That is until the implementation of the ETH burn aimed at reducing the rate at which new coins are being brought into circulation. But my concern here is that you're treating Ethereum just like you treat the dollar, right? You allow the supply to increase, and then whenever it's convenient to solve a problem, you reduce the supply, then you increase the supply again, and you just keep pulling those puppet strings in order to make your little masters happy. And that whole design here doesn't give a whole lot of sovereignty to the people who are long-term holding your platform. So I think Ethereum's use cases are probably other than long-term money use cases, right? Data from Ultrasound Money, a website that tracks the ETH burn and issuance rate, shows that instead of increasing the ETH supply, instead of increasing, the ETH supply is now decreasing at a rate of 0.33% per year. That's really little, by the way. This development eliminates the concerns about inflation for ETH, further giving credence to the fact that Ethereum is the digital gold. I don't know about the fact. I disagree with that. Bitcoin versus Ethereum, which is better? The argument about the better option between Bitcoin and Ethereum continues to wax strong. This is a stupid sentence, especially on social media platforms. However, both of these digital assets are unique in their own way and serve different functions in the market. While Bitcoin continues to hold the torch as the pioneer cryptocurrency, garnering massive support over the last decade, Ethereum in its own right has propelled the concept of decentralized finance. Okay, it's fair. The use of smart contracts on the latter has helped developers to create financial products investors can leverage to manage their own wealth without the need of an intermediary, although this capability is gradually being developed on Bitcoin as well. For now, both digital assets serve different sides of the market. However, this could easily change in the future. So please hear this carefully. Please. Bitcoin and Ethereum should not be compared. Bitcoin is fixed 21 million. Bitcoin has the highest hash rate, meaning the highest cryptographic security of any network on the planet. It is unique in that. Bitcoin itself has never been hacked. Bitcoin itself has some very, very bold claims that no other platform can even touch. And then this other idea that Ethereum is centralized in power, we could argue that. Ethereum did allow a pre-mine, so there were people who were mining Ethereum and accumulating it before the general, market was able to get into Ethereum. And so there's some criticism there, in addition to, the whole DAO hack issue where money was hacked from Ethereum on exchange, and Vitalik Buterin and friends agreed to basically pay people back. That's why Ethereum Classic exists. So there really is some concerns on Ethereum that I would say make it not digital silver. And let's back up a little bit. What's the purpose of silver? The whole idea, I suppose, is like we have change in our pockets, and back 50, 60 years ago, you could buy things with quarters. You could. And so I think that's the idea, is that we're able to do small daily transactions on things like Litecoin that are cheap, that are fast. And that being said, Bitcoin does have the Lightning Network, which gives it a lot of the same capabilities as Litecoin. But I still think Litecoin will probably have a more stable price than Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is probably, over the long run, going to have a lot more volatility than Litecoin might. So that's kind of my personal view. I really still hold that Litecoin is still good for daily transactions. It's fast, it's cheap to transact, it's reliable, it's backed by proof of work properly. So yeah, Gandhi, exactly. I'm still mining ETH, but I haven't got a payout in a while. I'm sure you want to check the errors on your mining rig, because yeah, you probably got some errors on there. But that being said, you could be mining Ethereum Classic, which I could argue is still the original Ethereum. So, did Nakamoto pre-mine BTC. No, he didn't. Nakamoto made Bitcoin public and just began mining, but totally different. ETH was brilliant because it allowed non-initiated individuals to create poo-poo coins, Shiza coins, quickly, and then rinse and repeat. That's so true. It's so good for that. It's so good for things that, you know, we'll have one guy at the top, and then we'll have other people below them that help sell more of these coins, and then the guy at the top can leave, and that'll be our business structure. You're like, that's a pyramid scheme. How is it a pyramid scheme? You're like, no, it's a pyramid scheme. Don't do that. So here is our headline for the day. Binance boss CZ tips when the next unstoppable Bitcoin bull run will be. Let's read. Bitcoin is changing hands for over 30,000 per coin as institutional capital floods into the market following a number of high-profile exchange-traded fund filings. But when will the bellwether cryptocurrency enter a new super bullish cycle? Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, recently shared his prediction for the next parabolic Bitcoin run while giving his thoughts on BlackRock's giant entry into the crypto market. So this is an important article, guys. This we don't see news like this every day. Relentless BTC bull run is likely after halving, says Zhao. So Binance Chief Executive Officer CZ has revealed when he expects the onset of the next major bull run. Speaking during a Twitter Ask Me Anything session on July 5th, Zhao noted that the price of Bitcoin has typically moved in 4-year-long cycles, and he believed this trend would likely continue. Although the Binance chief acknowledged he could not predict the future accurately, Zhao maintained that 2025 would be the most likely year for the next majestic bull run or bull market, as it will be the year after the next Bitcoin halving event. The year after Bitcoin halving is usually the bull year. True to form, BTC tends to chalk out massive gains in the months after halving mining rewards. The fourth halving is due in early 2024, and we'll be tracking that tightly on Crypto and Coffee. During the Ask Me Anything session, Zhao also said BlackRock's recent foray into the spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund territory is hugely beneficial for the nascent cryptocurrency industry. Yeah. BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager with $9.5 trillion, that number's ridiculous, under management, applied to the U.S. and Securities Exchange Commission for a spot Bitcoin exchange-traded fund a few weeks ago. Pundits think the odds are in favor of the financial giant, which is almost unbeaten when going up against the SEC. They've won 575 times and only been knocked down one time, as nearly every single one of its ETF filings have received a green light. Bitcoin may be far below the all-time high of 69,000 it registered in November 2021, but this much is undeniable. It had transcended expectations in 2023 by jumping over 85% since the beginning of the year when it was trading around $17,000. BTC has spiked up by circa 20% since BlackRock's spot ETF filing, wildly as more companies rush to submit their applications. Zhao further dismissed some worries that BlackRock could take up Binance's market share in the course of time, noting the overlap between their respective customer bases was minimal. Anyone who's coming into crypto that's not in crypto today will bring additional people into crypto. You hear that? Anyone who's coming into crypto that's not in crypto today, so people who are going to be here soon, they're going to bring more people into crypto as well. And we always see this too. Whenever like Doge is pumping crazy, like I personally know a bunch of people who just aren't in crypto at all, and they're like, "Yo, bro, I made like $4,000, bro. You did sick. How do I do it?" You know, and like that's kind of like the conversation, right? It's not based on these like fundamentals of, you know, self custody and all that. It's just on hey, my buddy made some quick money, I want to get in too. And then they start realizing there's way more under the hood here. And that's why we do what we do. The whole crypto YouTube sphere, like, we all exist because we're trying to help people find real information once they come in, because they want more honey. So yeah, will they compete for any of the existing users with us? Yes, probably a little bit, but to be honest, look at our user base. The overlap is minimal, and I think that's true. People who are into crypto versus people who are into traditional markets, they're typically pretty different groups of people. Like, people who are self-custody versus people who trust the government is I think one of the big criterion, right? So for Zhao, the heightened institutional demand and Bitcoin's forthcoming halving are two key factors why Binance aims to prepare for a higher trading volume in coming 18 months. So I think that's the layout, guys. Really, I think we've heard it from some of the finest minds in the space that 2024, we have the Bitcoin halving event, and there'll be price action because of that. But really, the attempt for all-time highs, for breaking over 70K, I really do think will be in 2025. So that's good news for you, because what that means is you have a short-term time horizon. You can say, hey, I have another year and a half or so to stack my Bitcoin, to be faithfully doing my dollar cost average, to get my bags up, to secure, 1 Bitcoin or more. And then as the price ends up going up in time, we're able to really secure our wealth. Now, I will say, be very careful. If you accumulate that much Bitcoin, you might want to be careful about selling your Bitcoin, because I think people like BlackRock are likely to try to intentionally put US dollar into Bitcoin's price action, buy the Bitcoin at whatever level, and then get it out of your hands, and then pump the price even higher. That way it's harder for you to get back in, and they can kind of tip the scales in their favor. So be careful selling your Bitcoin. I think you should be careful with that, man. I think you have the ability to create generational wealth, multi-generational wealth, with Bitcoin here. So I definitely have, like, your family treasury where you properly secure Bitcoin, and then have maybe another pocket that's intended to be trading. And that pocket you're trading, I don't know, like have some parameters on it, that, like, if this goes up to $50,000 or something, then I'm going to keep $20,000 for myself to do something cool, and then I'll maybe take the rest of that and keep lumping it until I get to 0.25 Bitcoin, and then I'll stuff that into my treasury. Like, you kind of have to think cleverly like that, in order to still give yourself a little treat, but just the same, don't play yourself in the long run where you're like, dude, I freaking bought a pizza for how many Bitcoin? Like, you don't want to be that guy, right? And yeah, we got popping off in the chat, so let's take a look here. So Lo-Fi Animal Hype, I see you, bro. What up? Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate you. And yeah, we are the Dirty Shovel Gang. You got to be in self-custody. Dirty Shovel Gang is all about you being physically in custody of your own assets and following good operational security. So if someone wants to steal your things, they got to fight you with a dirty shovel. You know what I mean? And you got to see the shovel stocks. They've been going up left and right. Yeah, everyone that I talk to now seems froggish about crypto now. Yeah, man, people, they'll change with whatever the news is telling them. You'll see. Don't be bragging about how much crypto or BTC you have. People go missing. Yeah, that's true. You want to keep your head low, and I think that's true of wealth in general. Like, this whole attitude of, like, look, I got a Bugatti. Look, I got bands. All that, like, Rick Ross kind of attitude. Like, that's dangerous stuff, man. Like, you're literally telling everyone, like, hey, come rob me. It's like, I have no operational security and no tact, and look how flagrant I am. Like, that's not good. So yeah, You wanna just provide well for your family and live a quiet life. I'm telling you. So we talk about crypto, but we do drink about coffee. Yeah. So Vitalik Buterin, founder of Ethereum, offers solutions to the recession in the Bitcoin ecosystem. So, by the way, this guy picks his nose and flicks it at the wall. So, he's that guy. Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, expressed his support for ordinals and BRC20 token standards. Yeah, the only baller status you should have is, how many mochi did you eat? I think that's really baller status if you can afford a lot of mochi. The mochi ice cream. That's baller status. So in particular, he argued BRC20 will open a new door for Bitcoin that is much more usable with this development. I agree with this too. I think this is super smart. Using the Satoshi values as serial numbers, basically, and then inscribing memos on those serial numbers. That's just way smart. Vitalik Buterin advocates for ordinals and layer 2 solutions in response to stagnant policies in the Bitcoin ecosystem. Buterin thinks these initiatives bring a renewed sense of action and are positive for the crypto community. In his statement, Buterin drew attention to the importance of ordinals and said, ordinals are really starting to bring back the culture of doing things. I feel like there's a real pushback to laser eye movement, which is a good thing. Often associated with the display of laser eyes on social media. This is the meme, where people are like, their eyes are glowing on social media profile pictures to show support for Bitcoin. Laser eye movement has garnered attention within the community as a symbol of commitment, which it is. Max bidding, Bitcoin to the moon, Buterin believes that this movement may have become too dominant, hindering progress and stifling innovation. Because Buterin argues that Bitcoin can develop with concrete steps such as BRC20. Buterin also suggests a constructive approach for the future development of the Bitcoin ecosystem. He advocates a focus on implementing various layer 2 solutions such as sidechains and off-chain protocols to address scalability and throughput challenges. Buterin also highlighted the importance of making the Bitcoin base layer more efficient, potentially through technological advancements and optimizations. And I agree with him on this one. The concept of ordinals, which encompasses an alternative token standard known as the BRC20, represents a departure from Bitcoin's traditional political landscape. This innovative approach aims to foster a culture of action and innovation by encouraging developers and participants to actively contribute to the progress of the ecosystem. So it looks like, Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin, he does think that BRC20 is a good move in the right direction. So, I mean, Bitcoin maxis could take that as a bad thing because they don't like him. So, who knows? Either way, I think the idea here is that people are looking for what's possible, right? And Bitcoin's more valuable than Ethereum in that it's backed by proof of work, not proof of stake. It has cryptographically sophisticated security, right? It's very, very robust security. And I think Ethereum is robust, but it's not robust in the same sense that Bitcoin is. Bitcoin's like military grade, So MasterCard AI powered tool to help fight bank fraud. Well, you saw this coming. You knew this was going to be happening. And I think there's going to be a lot of memes about AI calling shots wrong and people's accounts getting locked. So who knows? Let's read here. MasterCard revealed a new AI-driven tool available to banks for collecting insights to predict scams and frauds involving real-time payments. And this guy is showing you how babies are made. So that's cool. MasterCard has launched a new artificial intelligence AI power tool, which is aimed at helping banks fight payment fraud and scams in real time prior to any monetary exploits. Yeah, according to an announcement from the financial services provider on July 5th, the Consumer Fraud Risk Solutions AI is trained using years of transaction data received in partnership with banks in the United Kingdom. Through analyzing the data, the system is able to predict whether or not a user is attempting a transfer of funds to an account previously associated with with authorized push payment scams. So do you see that basically they're putting red flags on certain accounts, and if you do things that seem to follow a pattern with scammy accounts, people get spanked. You get spanked by this guy who's going to show you how babies are made. You're going to get spanked. So yeah, it's not good. Gundy says ETH's got that Kmart security. It kind of feels that way. And yeah, you can't trust a man who can't trust his own protocol. Yeah, that's that. AJ Bala, the president of cyber and intelligence at MasterCard, said in the announcement that in the past, these types of scams have been incredibly challenging for banks to detect. Their customers pass all the required checks and send the money themselves. Criminals haven't needed to break any security measures. So interesting. I think he's talking here about social engineering. Because really, if your operational security is crap, no technology can save you from yourself, my friends. At the end of the day, we still got to resolve the problem in the mirror, right? He said the goal is to use AI to allow banks to catch such scenarios in real time. According to the official announcement, MasterCard said it has been using AI for the better part of the last decade and said today that this is a foundational technology. So far, MasterCard reports that 9 of the biggest banks in the United Kingdom have signed up with the solution, including Lloyds Bank, Halifax, Bank of Scotland, NatWest, Monzo, and TSB. Those all sound like bands too, by the way. Do they not? I mean, maybe not Bank of Scotland, but even still, that could be. Oi, I'm gonna go to Red Rocks to watch Halifax this weekend. You know, bro, you see Lloyd Banks? His new album's sick. Like, these totally sound like bands. Coinbase has reached out to MasterCard for further comment on its consumer fraud risk solutions and its overall AI usage. So while the program thus far has been applied with UK-based banks, MasterCard says it is in discussion regarding expansion with various clients around the world, including the United States, India, and Australia. MasterCard has had a track record of implementing emerging technologies and Web3 tools into its business model. In April, the company announced a Web3 user verification solution with the intent to enhance standards of user verification and reduce the opportunities for bad actors, including Miley Cyrus. That's a joke about acting in the digital asset space. Also, in April, MasterCard launched an accelerator program for musicians that require participants to obtain a non-fungible token in order to take part. Yeah, Lloyd Banks is an actual rapper, and I know that. I do know that. But we agree. Yeah, Lloyd Banks, that guy had he was like the cool guy with he always had like the hat. He looked like a character out of like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, He looked like CJ's brother. Not Big Smoke. Who is CJ's brother? It's not OG Luke, is it? He did though. He looked like it's gonna bother me, so I'm just gonna have to look it up. Please forgive me here. Oh yeah, it's Sean Johnson. Sweet. Yo, sweet. It's sweet. Lloyd Banks looks like sweet. Real talk. Anyways, ADHD over. Next article here. Multichain allegedly hacked again. Wamp, wamp, wamp. So here are the possible loss amounts. There is a claim that the multi-chain bridge, which came to the fore with hacking event it experienced before was hacked again. And every hacker only uses green command prompt and always wears a Guy Fawkes mask. It's just science. It's science. A major vulnerability has occurred in Multichain Phantom Bridge, a decentralized application that allows users to transfer assets between different blockchains. According to reports, hackers exploited a vulnerability in the bridge smart contract to dump millions of dollars worth of crypto assets, including wrapped Bitcoin, USD coin, DAI, and wrapped Ether. The exact amount of stolen crypto funds is still unclear, but some estimates suggest hackers siphoned off 7,214 wrapped ETH, 1,023 wrapped Bitcoin, 57 million USDC, and an unknown amount of DAI. A statement came from Multichain on the subject. Here's what Multichain explains. Lockdown assets on Multichain MPC have been abnormally moved to an unknown address. The team is not sure what happened and is currently investigating. It is recommended that all users suspend the use of Multichain services and revoke all contract approvals related to Multichain. With this statement, Multichain admitted that they were hacked and their mamas still love them. The locked up assets on the Multichain, I clicked it. On the Multichain MPC address have been moved to an unknown address abnormally. The team is not sure what happened and is currently investigating. It is recommended that all users suspend the use of Multichain services and revoke all contract approvals. That's true. So yeah, careful with Multichain right now. They're getting their eggnog poured out on the street. It's not good. All the eggnog on the street. You think it's an inside job? Cite your sources. No, it probably is an inside job. And it's gone. Yeah. That's crazy. So breaking, admin crisis at Binance. So senior executives resign to CZ. So according to the latest information, the crypto exchange Binance is experiencing an executive crisis, and many officials have submitted resignations. And that's what it looks like if you put your camera really close to your screen and you see your pixel density. Now you know. Senior executives, including General Counsel Gon Yen, I think that's how it's pronounced, Chief Strategy Officer Patrick Hillman, and Vice President of Compliance Stephen Christie, told Zhao this week that they would be leaving the company. Ouch, bro. All your homies are like, we can't do this anymore, man. So General Counsel, Chief Strategy Officer, and the VP of Compliance. So all these guys either got paid off to leave or they know something, is what that seems like. General Counsel, that's legal. Chief Strategy Officer and Vice President of Compliance. Man, that sucks. The resignations were allegedly due to CEO CZ handling of the investigations. So apparently they don't like how he handled things with investigations, which would directly apply to those roles, right? Fortune learned that senior figures, including a General Counsel Han Yen, Chief Strategy Officer Patrick Hillman, and Vice President of Compliance Stephen Christie, told Zhao this week that they would be leaving the company. Their departure follows the recent departure of Matthew Price, a former IRS agent that Binance hired to oversee global investigations and intelligence in 2021. The executive decision to leave the company marks a managerial and strategic crisis at a time when Binance is facing massive regulatory pressure. This situation is also likely to increase the pressure, as those who are left are among the legal and compliance departments that have the most direct contact with regulators. According to a person familiar with the situation at Binance, executives chose to leave over Zhao's response to an ongoing investigation by the Justice Department. By the Justice or Just Ice Department? So I don't know. I don't know that you take this straight up as FUD. No, I didn't say nothing about Phantom. I said multi-chain wallet. Phantom, if you're using, was it Solana, is decent. But that's also using Solana, and just know Solana is not a decentralized platform just yet. So, U.S. military is training AI to give orders and handle state secrets. I don't like this sentence. That freaks me out. How close is AI to making decisions on the battlefield? A U.S. Air Force colonel says tests have been highly successful so far. And this is where we enter stage left, killer artificial intelligence. Oh, here we go. United States Department of Defense is conducting live tests in an attempt to leverage generative artificial intelligence. I think that means general, but in its decision-making process, according to a report. I need to look this up. Generative? No, that's correct. So generative artificial intelligence is a type of AI that can produce various types of content, including text, images, audio, and synthetic data. Yeah. Okay, it's just general. I see. Yeah, so apparently this is what Indo's saying. We got to watch the movie Moonfall. Generative AI is a type of artificial intelligence that can create new content, such as text, images, or music using prompts. Strohmeyer said this military exercise that ran until the end of July, or will run until the end of July, aims to determine AI's use in decision making and regarding sensors and firepower. It was highly successful. It was very fast. U.S. Air Force Colonel Matthew Strohmeyer told Bloomberg. I mean, why would the U.S. Air Force talk to Bloomberg? That's weird. We are learning that this is possible for us to do. And Arnold Schwarzenegger apparently thinks he knows things. The gummy bear of candy cornea. The AI tools, Strohmeyer told Bloomberg, could handle a request that included processing secret level and classified data, which would take humans hours or days to complete in just 10 minutes. Granted, the U.S. military isn't about to hand over control to an AI chatbot, but he told the outlet that near-term use is possible. That does not mean it's ready for prime time right now, as he says to the general public. That means it is, I think. Strohmeyer said, but we just did it live. We did it with secret level data. Military testers say the exercise the military is putting AI large language models through, including responses to a range of global crises like a Chinese invasion of Taiwan, in addition to external threats. Strohmeyer says the military is also working with developers to test the trustworthiness of AI due to its habits of hallucinating. Hallucinations refer to instances when an AI generates untrue results, not backed by real-world data. AI hallucinations can be false content, news, or information about people, events, or facts. We're going to see a lot of that. Bloomberg says the U.S. military used a tool called Donovan by developer Scale AI to determine the outcome of hypothetical wars, or a hypothetical war between the United States and China over Taiwan. In May, Scale AI was chosen by the U.S. Army for its Robotic Combat Vehicle, or RCV. This test, the outlet said, was based on over 60,000 pages of American and Chinese military documents and open source information. The AI responded that the U.S. would need to use a full-scale attack, including ground, air, and naval forces, but even after doing this, it would struggle to swiftly immobilize the Chinese military. In June, the DoD published a list of companies awarded lucrative government contracts, including several that work with artificial intelligence, such as AI Signal Research, Booz Allen Hamilton, which also sounds like a band, and Lockheed Martin, which We all know them. The idea of U.S. military working with AI might invoke images of Skynet from the 1984 action film The Terminator, an AI system created for the U.S. Department of Defense that creates a nuclear holocaust. Another cinematic example is the military AI Joshua from the 1983 techno thriller War Games. Still, the DoD says it prioritizes ethical considerations and transparency in its approach to artificial intelligence. We want to do them in a safe and responsible way, but also want to do them in a way that can push forward the cutting edge and ensure the department has access to the emerging technologies that it needs to stay ahead. Michael Horowitz, Director of Emerging Capabilities Policy at the DoD, said in July. The Department of Defense did not respond to Decrypt's request for comment. So that should probably scare you. I don't know. You tell me. Either way, this has been Crypto and Coffee here on Decentralized TV. I'm the Data Lord. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Friday, DCA Friday. Make sure you're DCAing. And, I want you all to keep calm. I want you all to keep on hodling. Just do it. Hodl jams. You ready for it? Hope you're ready for it. Guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for being so faithful and hanging out. You make the mornings a little easier to get through. So appreciate you guys. And I'm feeling saucy. Go out on this energy right here. You understand? Like y'all go on, get.